Al, we've got a better episode this week.
Thank God, because last week's was rough.
I was,
Oof.
was worried going into this week's episode where they were going to do this, but they I don't want to say course corrected, but I feel like they've kind of fixed some of the problems we had, but also in the same vein that this series has had problems of, it was a very fast way to fix these problems.
Yeah. Hey,
The
every
accelerated version of it.
everything is fixed all of a sudden.
Yep. Well, that's we're going to talk about that today here on Jared and Al Watch Love Live Nijigasaki High School Idol Club. It is episode number 12, the penultimate episode of season 1 or the series. Who knows at this point?
Who knows?
I'm Jared, joined as
Not
always
us.
by Doc Al and Ladium. That's you.
Hi.
I was like, you didn't say anything. It's very weird.
You cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
The fun of recording in different places. Sometimes the internet can be funkier.
Yes. So sorry for the delay, but hello, it is me. I am
Yes.
here.
We are discussing episode number 12 called Blossoming Feelings.
That's some gay bait again.
Oh boy, man, they went full on. It's with how this episode went and how the end of last week's episode was. They went full on into queer baiting,
Yep, sure did.
which not surprising,
No.
especially some of the things they do in this episode as well.
Yeah.
So we basically begin with the aftermath of last week's episode, where you,
Like literally she just gets up off of you. It was like, all right, I
well,
gotta
like,
go.
yeah,
Bye.
you walks out of her house and like remembers what happened the other night, and it's like they have the embrace thing, and then IMU gets like a message or something. She's like, I gotta go, bye. And
Takes
you
her
just like
phone off
lay there
the
like,
phone.
what just happened? What's going on?
I'm a dude, bro.
Ugh. She you goes to walk down the stairs where they had the big thing in the first episode, and Ayumi's
Hmm.
like, oh hey, let's walk to school together, hello, and Yu's just like, why are you acting so normal? This is very weird. Like internally thinking that,
Yeah.
and Ayumi's just like da 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 da.
Everything's
And I
fine.
think you goes to like try and like, hey, about what happened last night. And Ayumi's like, what are you talking about? Everything's fine.
Yep.
Just a little weird. And nothing to worry about. Da 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 da. And you the whole time is like, okay.
It is bizarre.
It's very bizarre. She also mentions to Ayumi that she's got to go deal with a meeting with Tobo and Shinonome about the festival. So there's that. I'm trying to remember which came first. If we go to that meeting or if we go to the idol club after school. It's one or the other. We'll start with the idol club stuff after school.
Okay.
Kasumi's like, hey, we gotta prepare for our shows. We gotta get all ready and trained and everything. We gotta get all pumped up and everything.
Doing our different stages.
Doing our different stages. We're friends but rivals. Yeah. IMU sitting all by
Yeah.
herself and is just like kind of down and distraught. And one of them's like, IMU, you gotta get involved in this. And she's like, oh, sorry, I'll get involved. Yay, we're doing things. And then one of Rena's friends comes up and is like, hey, can we borrow her for a second? And Rena's like, yeah, okay, goodbye. I'm being dragged away.
Are you guys okay if I leave? Okay, bye.
And then like
She didn't take her board or anything.
no, she's just like, all right, going this way. And then one after the other, like just more people show up for other people. And then it comes down to Kasumi and Ayumu, and Kasumi's like, we're going to train Ayumu senpai. We gotta make sure we do a great performance for everyone. We're
Just the
friends
two
but
of us.
rivals, just the two of us. And then someone comes and grabs Ayumu, and Kasumi's like, no, where are my fans at?
I'm by myself.
And then someone's like in the doorway, like about to get her, and she's like, "It's like Kasumi," and Kasumi's like, "Oh." It's like, "Yes, are you coming to talk to me? Hello, yes."
I have a friend.
Uh, uh, at the same time, the meeting between the schools is happening. The other schools agree to join the festival and everything. Everyone's very excited about it. They run the idea of like doing other things during the festival while like performances aren't happening. So like I is doing this one thing as an example, and then they're like, oh, well, we could have these people do this
Food
thing. She's
stalls.
doing a food stall, and like we could have these people
Yep.
do this, or these people do that, or just whatever their fans would want. We're taking all those into consideration and coming up with ideas based on that.
Mm-hmm.
So Setsuna basically describes all that. Yu's kind of just like sitting there despondent a bit, and then Setsuna's like, "Hey, do you got the thingy to show them?" And like he's like, "Oh, yes. I got it. Hang on, let me find it real quick. Oh God. But the meeting goes well. They have them on board now, and they're talking about where the other schools want to do their performances and everything. They have their own ideas, and they just got to get everything finalized with the various venues and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
IMU has a meeting with her group that went and pulled her away, and they're like trying to figure out what they want to like have her do as her little side gig.
Mm-hmm.
And IMU's like, yeah, this is all nice. I just don't know exactly what. That one girl had the wild hair.
Her hair was crazy pants.
She's
Got like pigtails on the side, but a pigtail on top.
Oh, there's yeah.
It was a choice.
It was a choice. I feel like there's a character who has that kind of hair, and I just cannot remember who it is. It's like if Hey Arnold had like spiky hair coming out of his hair, but still the football head, and he had pigtails coming off of that.
Is that what Helga's hair looked like in Hey Arnold?
It might be. I don't know.
No, she had the straight out, but she didn't have the on top.
It was wild, and I was just like, immediately when I first saw it, I was like, look at that hairstyle.
And I texted you just hair.
Yep. We were just blown away by the hair.
It was baffling, the hair.
But IMU kind of has she sits down and like just by herself before going off to meet with everyone else again. It's kind of like having this internal monologue with herself, being like, I got all these fans now, and they have like all these expectations for me, and I don't know really how to handle that. Like, this feels very weird and bizarre. And also, oh God, I'm so embarrassed about what happened last night with you, and oh no, I don't know how to handle all this. Internal screaming. All right, I guess I'll walk this way. So she goes to leave. Setsuna has a little bit of a conversation with you and tries to figure out what's wrong with her. Where like at first Yu's is like, oh, nothing's wrong, and Setsuna's like, no, don't give me that.
She's like, interesting. I said the same thing.
Yeah. And then Yu's is like, no, it's nothing. You don't have to worry about it. It's fine. And then she sees IMU walking. And she's like, oh, I gotta go talk to IMU. Bye. I do like how Setsuna in this episode is just like, I'm here to cut through all of your. I'm not here for it. We are figuring this out.
I appreciate that because, it could have been a whole situation of like her getting involved with the drama, but she's just like, no. Y'all got to fix this. This is weird.
Which it makes sense because like, obviously, she's the third year. She's the student council president. She should be able to like.
Is she third year? I thought she was second year.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Wait. What year is Setsuna?
Let's take a look here. She's a second year. I am mistaken. But she is she's a student council president. She should be able to figure out ways to like kind of manage and mitigate problems like this. Like you don't get to that high of a position if you're not able to do that.
Right.
So like I thought that was a good touch to like have her kind of just be like, look, you're not going to like try and weasel your way out of this or make me think like, oh, nothing's wrong. Like I'm astute in my observations here. I know something's happening.
I'm not dumb.
Like, cut the crap.
Yeah, I like that. I appreciate that quite a bit.
So Yu goes to talk to IMU and is just like, hey, can we talk about what happened last night? And IMU was like, and then Yu basically wants to talk to her about her dream again. And IMU again just like cuts her off and is like, no.
She's like, no, which was weird. And like, I think at this point I texted you, it was like, she deserves better than this.
Yeah. She basically.
Good character. And they're just like, pfft.
She talks about how like, she doesn't want to have like the idea of like it's a kind of like this selfish desire of like I want you to only be a fan of me and everything and all that sort of stuff. Basically kind of some of the same stuff she talked about in the end of the last week's episode.
Yeah.
And then runs off.
Goodbye.
And then everything's still awkward.
Unfortunately.
Still awkward.
Hey, Loki, it's still awkward.
Thanks, Loki. I think we also get some shots of like the other girls working with the other groups that they have, trying to figure some stuff out, like a little montage of stuff.
Yeah, we've
Yes,
got like
because we
Emma
have
and
no, because we have like that sad scene there, and then it immediately cuts to jaunty music montage.
yeah, the jaunty music.
Which,
You have like
boy, is that some whiplash.
it really is. I know that you have like Emma and Karen getting like costume designs. I is like setting up stages. Like everybody's doing their thing, and
Rena's
the
got her
music's all like
board.
do 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 do
Yeah.
do do do. Like
Kanata's just
what
asleep.
is happening? You know what? Kanata's living her best life.
And everyone's just like, yeah, she's asleep. It's cool.
She lived her best life.
I mean, true. She really is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was basically just a whole bunch of like everyone kind of doing their thing and all that sort of stuff. Eventually, they all get together again, the idols, and talk about how like, oh, we're keeping everything a secret from each other because we want to impress each other. We're also we're still rivals after all, and all that sort of stuff. And they're all talking about how excited they are about stuff, but IMU's still like, I haven't figured things out yet. We're still trying to figure it out. Setsuna kind of realizes again something's wrong, so she's like, hey, we're gonna have a chat. We're gonna have a chitty chat.
Chitty chat.
Yu's kind of just like walking around, and she sees one of the girls sees her that's working with IMU, and is like, hey, can you come here and talk to us about something? Help us with a problem we're having. Setsuna and and IMU have like a chitty chat.
Mm-hmm.
Where again, Setsuna's like, all right, cut through the crap here. What's going on between you two? What's going on with you? What's up? But mostly like, I mean, that's kind of like the subtext of the scene, but like the way Setsuna kind of like gets to that is she's talking about like, oh, like I hope you're very excited for what we're about to do, like this festival and everything. Like we've done all this hard work and everything. Our fans are expecting a lot from us, and like, we got to deliver for them. And it's like this interesting idea of like, because IMU is still struggling with this idea of like having people be fans of her when that's not what she got into this to do.
Right.
And Setsuna is like the veteran here who's like, this is what this whole thing's about, is you have to make people happy. You are putting smiles on people's faces. You are entertainment for people. And that's what we are here to do. Which in layman's terms is like, hey, figure out your stuff with you as well, because we can't have you just being all mopey and wishy-washy when we're having this big thing happen.
Right.
But it does like kind of cut into like IMU's whole dilemma, and she kind of opens up to Setsuna about this of being like, yo, having fans is weird. I do not understand it. I'm very just like, I'm having a hard time just like wrapping my head around that, and like that's caused me to lash or like kind of like bring out these weird emotions towards you and everything, and cause our relationship to become a lot more awkward and everything, because I just don't know how to handle these things.
It's interesting because at one point she says something to the effect of like, "You's not the only one that I love anymore." Like,
Yeah,
I forget exactly how she worded it, but it was something like that.
which is definitely an interesting way to kind of like try and attempt to course correct her character after what happened last week, which was just felt very out of character.
Yes, I agree.
But again, it's a weird thing about just how this series is, where it just felt like we gotta really fast forward through this and get to the stuff where we fix this.
Yeah.
We're doing this in like an episode and a half, and that's it.
I mean, at least they didn't make her suck anymore, and that was good.
Yeah, it's true. But
like I said, she deserves so much better than last episode.
it was definitely a weird way to get this idea of like her being conflicted and trying to wrap her head around the idea that like other people enjoy her and are fans of her that are not you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't have to be a weird toxic friend.
Yay! We don't like toxicity here.
It's very weird. But she has that conversation with Setsuna, and that kind of like helps her put things at ease, because Setsuna's like, yeah, we have fans. That's kind of just what we do when you're an idol. Like that's just the thing that happens.
Kind of how this works.
Yeah, and like Setsuna talks about how like I was kind of going through a little bit of like a drought myself, and I had to figure out exactly what I enjoy about this and everything, and that's what you helped me with. and now I'm back into this, and I'm very much enjoying this. And like, you have to find that same like reason of why you're doing this, of why you enjoy what you're doing, essentially. So that kind of helps Ivy at least kind of compartmentalize some of the stuff that she's trying to go through and everything. She eventually runs off and runs into the group that was helping her and Yu's there as well. They're like, hey, we made a stage for you. And
Look at all these flowers.
they're like, whoa. Like, yeah, we made him.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that I tried to text you many times that it was fancy.
Yes.
And my phone was just like, what is this word? It was very frustrating.
We got these yellow flowers that mean love.
Because
we all love you. And then
Yay.
you brought this purple flower because it's about everlasting feelings or unchanged feelings or whatever.
Unchanged feelings.
Yay. And
Yay.
Ivy's like, yay.
Things are better.
So Ivy and you kind of like hash things out, or like, yeah, that was a real awkward situation. Glad we're kind of out of that now. Let's just forget about that.
It was very weird.
It doesn't like, they kind of are just like, yeah, let's just brush that under the rug. Forget that happened.
Water under the bridge.
They don't really like go to the extent of being like, here's how we're going to
let's actually
iron this out. It's just like, yeah, that was weird. Anyways, now we're back to normal.
Yeah, it was odd. I mean, at least they didn't drag it out though.
Totally. But Ayumi kind of has this understanding like, oh, there's people that enjoy me that's not you. I can understand that now. Yay. So they walk home from school they're like, yay, let's walk home from school, yay. Let's go to the stairs, yay. I'm gonna perform a song, yay.
Yay.
So Ayumi gets the second song. This song's called Awakening Promise. It's basically kind of the same gist as her first solo song in terms of like the visuals and everything, where like here's 3 all-stars costumes, here's just like this very fantastical looking set piece and everything.
Yep.
So very similar aspects to that, and just like all the other songs as well. But again, it was like one of those things where like, oh, I was not expecting an IMU song.
No, I definitely was not. And
like even when I saw the stuff earlier this morning, I was like, oh, here's the Love Live account tweeting that, oh, there's a new IMU song. I was like, huh, that's okay. That's not what I was anticipating, but okay.
I did not expect that at all. And like my brain initially went to the whole like, and I know this is the weirdest thing for my brain to go to, but I have sleepy brain. My brain was like, IMU gets 2 hot dogs. Why does your mom let you have 2 hot dogs, IMU?
Perfect. But yeah, she performs a song, and then she's like, hey, do you want to tell me your dream now to you? And he was like, yeah, I want to do music. Next term, I'm going to go into the music course.
I'm going to take the test so I can be in the music course. And we were like, yay!
So like they're definitely trying to maneuver her back into like her All-Stars character, which she's already like that in the game and everything. And
which is good.
Most likely takes her away from going into being an idol. I mean,
I hope so.
They could still do something next episode. Who knows? But yeah.
I like the idea of being a composer so much better.
Yeah, same. There's a post-credit scene where we get a brief snippet of a song Yu has been composing, which I'm assuming is going to come up next episode at some point.
I would assume so. My guess would be that it's going to be whatever song they all perform together.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Which I think that gives you also the slight possibility of them putting like, hey, you come sing this with us.
Oh, that's true. That does.
But like maybe not as like, oh, you're an idol now.
Right.
But who knows? We'll figure that out next week. But that's basically this episode in a nutshell.
Yep.
Next week.
Things got better.
Things got better, thankfully. Next week is the season finale.
Wild.
Of this show and this show.
Oh, we're going to have to figure out what we're doing.
Oh, yeah, we really are.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
So next time it'll be episode 13 called School Idol Festival, the place where everyone's dreams come true, aka, oh my god, why are these titles getting longer? They are just out to get me.
They are. They want you gone.
They're like, we don't want you to have any text room in your fields for when you have to type this up. And I'm like, oh no. We got some trivia though to talk
Oh,
about.
we have trivia. Okay, what's the
A
trivia?
little bit of this we already talked about. Are the end card this week was of you and IMU.
Mm-hmm.
The flower that you gave to IMU was a rhodentry. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
I don't even know what you're trying to say.
Rhodanthe.
I still don't even know what you're trying to say.
Rhodanthe.
It's a flower.
I have Google at my disposal.
Are you gonna make it say it for you?
No, but I can at least understand. Maybe.
I can't understand things.
Maybe it'll tell me how to. Wikipedia, will you tell me how to pronounce it? I don't know how to do. I don't know what phonetic things are. Why did I do this? This doesn't tell me how to pronounce it.
Nope.
It's also known as the sunray or the pink paper daisy.
Oh, fancy.
So if you know what those are, then you know what this is. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about? It's also known as the everlasting flower, and it also symbolizes unchanged feelings, endless friendship, love that begins with sympathy, brightness, and flying and soaring.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of things it could stand for.
Yep. Though seen from afar, a photo of you and IMU's childhood has been fully revealed before you plays the keyboard, or like you was just like really cheesing at the camera.
Yep.
It used piano sequence most of the visuals of the other girls, including a bridge, as a reference to the Mirai Harmony PV. I'm going to say that's also a stretch because that bridge is just famous in Japan, and like it's also in a Muse video.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, hey, that bridge is here.
This bridge exists.
This bridge exists. The 6:37 time on IMU's phone is also translated as always and forever in cyber term. What is cyber term?
What is cyber term?
Love Live Wiki, you're just wild in this week. You're just taking liberties.
No kidding. I think it's just an early morning text that's like.
Maybe that's just a weird numbers combination that works, but
maybe
I don't know what cyber term is. The only term that revolves around cybering is something we cannot talk about in this podcast. It is not family friendly.
No, I know like leet speak.
Yeah.
But I don't think 637 is leet speak.
I don't know. And some continuity notes, both IMU and you once again have a heart-to-heart in the same area like they did in the first thrill. IMU finally gains confidence as well. She is shown to be warmly smiling in sharp contrast to her anxious expression. Wish I could feel that way.
Yep.
The Drama Club president returns since her last appearance in Shizuku Monochrome, along with like a bunch of other characters that returned this episode.
Yep.
But that's it. Next week is the season finale. We will learn if they're going to make another season, and we'll figure out exactly how this season is going to end.
Yeah.
So you are of the opinion, as I am, that they're probably going to end with a big group performance, because like there is a scene in the preview that kind of hints at that. I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
It would make sense. Like that's the big culmination for like All Stars. And just like in general, it feels like that would be the big culmination. And like, hey, we can sell another group song.
Right.
So why not go for that route?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I am curious to see how this is going to end.
Yep.
It's a big festival. They got very generic SIF shirts.
Oh my God, those shirts are so generic.
It was very funny.
Oh man. So generic.
But yeah, we will discuss the season finale next time. We'll discuss our thoughts overall about the series in general, and hopefully have an idea of what we're going to talk about going forward.
Yeah.
But that'll do it for this week. So if you'd like more from us, go to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup and Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. You can buy our book, One Shining Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love Live Sunshine, on amazon.com. And that's it. We will be back with you next week for the season finale of Love Live Love Live Nijigasaki High School Idol Club. Where it's just called School Idol Festival. Not the game, but this is the episode of the anime.
Right.
Don't get them confused. You cannot watch this episode on the app. I'm assuming not that unless they do something very weird.
I'm gonna say no.
Don't get him confused. That's all I'm saying.